bit more better, 64, please, Mom.
You play my sitar music.
So Mom saves up for 3 years.
Make sacrifices.
Denies herself.
Sows on the side.
Turns up here. Finding everything all right, madam?
Anything I can help you with, madam? How can I help but be worried when I love you so much? I love you with all of my heart, but never know anything that's in yours. How can I be sure you're not toying with me?
Why should I have any reason to do that?
How can I ever know what your reasons are? It baffles me to see it beautiful, intelligent, graceful. Woman like you letting herself be married to an uncouth savage of a husband like that.
Actually, our marriage isn't based on love and passion.
You mean you can't really be happy with me?
Happy?
Didn't you think I might die many more times than you ever could? My body suffers first. I get sacrificed. You enlist me. I take the bullet. My head bursts. Did you ever stop to think?
So, I am here to undergo a test for your viewing pleasure. I will prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that I am a human being.
The number 12 is very familiar with my people.
How so?
Well, we have the 12 tribes of Israel.
Interesting. We have the 12 apostles.
And we have 12 imams.
It's kind of like when you whisper something into somebody's ear and it keeps getting passed along.
Yes, was true even at the time of ancient Greece.
They had 12 gods.
The days of democratic divinity.
Power was shared between gods.
Every god in charge of something different.
I guess God decided to consolidate power.
A coup d'etat.
Yes, madam?
I'm just a poet.
Yes, your poems are beautiful. I need to translate them.
Excuse me?
You could raise the dead. With your poems, raise all cities from dust back to skin. I've read them in the Arabic. I've heard you read them in English.
انت بتحكي عربي.
أيوة أنا بحكي عربي.
You're not Lebanese.
No, my reading is better than my speaking.
You look very young. How old are you?
Too old, just like you. Give me this copy. Let me make you translations, perfect translations. I will bring them to you. You will see for yourself.
Into what language do you translate?
Into Hebrew.
You're Israeli.
That's it. Get going, you. They're here. Drop the fucking gun.
Get going.
You'll do what? 10 years max? 5 if you pick up the brainwashing angle.
Walk away. Too late. On the count of 3 we shoot.
Okay, go. I'm letting you go.
Too late.
Go on. Fuck off. I said get out of here.
Count of 3.
Dad wanted to come for you himself. Could you kill him?
1.
I'll have to do it. I'll have to.
2.
Don't make me do this, you motherfucker. You motherfucker!
So what? I scream. Let them talk. They're free to be as stupid as they want to be in this country, and we're just as free not to have to listen. I'm shouting as if I'm addressing the very people who said these things to my son. And from his mouth he repeats, I'm an American. As if this declaration is the answer to all my questions. This complete non sequitur. This whole conversation feels like it's coming out of nowhere. Like I'm staring at my boy who's been trapped in some parallel universe where you have to make these grand proclamations about who you are just to breathe.
Do you mean that young man I said was making passes at me and I couldn't do anything about?
Forget about him.
Quite right, darling. Thinking about him is very tiresome. He's so insistent and stubborn and willful. Imagine, he's done the impossible and entered this very room.
Enter this very room! When?
Tonight, while you weren't here.
And he saw you!
Of course.
And spoke with you!
Of course.
And how come you were thinking of going out? Perhaps you were going out with him?
Of course.
And in 2006, there was an Israeli airstrike at Shia. It destroyed 3 apartment buildings.
Oh.
We heard that there were children. I remember hearing that later. So, there have been atrocities on both sides. And she says to me, Shia. I could say Haifa, I could say Kiryat Bialik, and she would say to me, Azia. And in the end, what would be accomplished? Nothing we didn't know already. We're exhausted from it.
Maybe someone she knew was killed at Shia.
And then Marx responded to that by saying we're essentially laboring animals, but... So, that's that.
Yeah, well, you proved it.
Seems unsatisfying, I don't know why. Difficult thing to prove, really.
Well, perhaps the crude approach is best. We are human. Palestinians are human!
That's it, Eddie. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, you've proved it. That's it.
I hate that you have to have this question, this idiocy, anywhere in your life.
It's not your fault.
I knew you would be born into it.
So? I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm proud of who I am.
As am I.
Our struggle is not like other people's.
Yes. But we are no more noble or base than anybody else. I firmly believe that. I have never subscribed to these nationalistic notions. But sometimes I wish we never had children.
Before this, my life summed up in his. Summed up in waking up and knowing he was there. What my life added up to. And now there's this cutting out. The heart stomped on. Strange how literal that feels. There are body parts now. His, mine. I think I'll stop this.
Have you been away for a while?
I have. What year is this?
As I understand it, there are many calendars now. But in mine, it's 2012.
How about you? Been here long?
Arrived this morning.
Yes, me too. What brings you here now?
Got the call. Was told to punch in that it was time.
Me too.
Same.
Wait, so you must be.
Yes. And you are?
Yes.
You know when there are certain great actors like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino?
But they never appear in the same film or scene.
But then they finally do.
I don't remember your name.
Jake. I'm Jake. You have quite a handshake.
Yes.
Do you remember I was the guy that helped you with your bag last week on the stairs?
You didn't help me.
I carried your bag.
I could have carried it myself. I told you so at the time.
I was being a gentleman.
Huh.
Well, welcome to Boston! She likes you. No.
She does!
She doesn't.
She does, mate. Where's the self-belief?
She hasn't looked at me once.
Well, it's like outside Buckingham Palace. They're not allowed.
You think?
Absolutely, mate. Look at those tits. It's like a lullaby.
Yeah. Nice eyes too.
Yeah? Do you like? Get in with my son. Go on. Last chance and all that.
Leave it, will you? Shit, my type. Yeah, why do they always wear neon?
It's cultural, mate. It's cultural. I mean, aren't these things something?
They are pretty amazing.
I see you got an Android model.
Yes.
What made you pick that one over others?
I like the idea of open source. It's a little messy, but it gives you the choice of what you want to do with it.
I chose the iPhone. It works for a lot of people, although it's not very flexible. I guess you just have to...
Submit to it.
Something like that.
Now, aren't you guys concerned about security?
How come?
What do you have there?
BlackBerry, of course.
I guess in the end they all work the same.
Indeed.
Amen.
So, here comes the good part. Therefore, I am taking another route to remediate this problem, namely that of scientific verification. As a member of the scientific community, as well as of this maligned group, I hereby volunteer to undergo the necessary tests to establish the validity or falsehood of Mr. Reisenfeld's statement that Palestinians are not human, following which I expect that the university will publish its findings in the same publications and public fora where Mr. Weisenfeld's statement appeared.
It's the dress that makes the woman. And there's a dress for every hour in a woman's life.
Balenciaga! Dior! Chanel? And, which dress is right for this hour then?
It's the woman who makes the dress. Are these your formulas for the cooperative decay rate and cooperative lamp shift for a slab? The ones that took experimental physicists 37 years to verify?
Good girl.
So Sammy comes home and he says, Mom, I know you're not gonna like this. That's how he begins. And he's serious, but he's smiling because he knows he's gonna piss me off. So he's trying to lighten it up because he knows this might, like, you know, kill me. And it has. Not into my grave, but zombie-like now. Talking to you, to no one. Just hearing my voice ramble on like maggots pouring out of some carcass. I will talk like this now forever. Even when enough grief has passed, part of me will always be quietly mumbling to myself about you.
You know what I miss? The smell of dust.
Yes, the smell of water on dust.
It's funny. Everything is covered with something now.
Can't even see a patch of ground.
Remember these?
Ugh, kryptonite.
I remember what happened to the last two people that ate one.
To what?
They afterthought to surprises.
I thought you'd say to peace.
If I had said that, you would have left.
Perhaps.
People say it so often, to peace, and it means nothing. You're sick of hearing to peace, and so am I. I'd rather be surprised.
Did he ask about me?
Of course. And I said, it's a young man that makes passes at me. I can't do anything about it. Wasn't that the best way out?
What did he say?
Nothing. He simply grunted, then he muttered between his teeth, I just hope I get my hands on that young man one day. Him and his spray of white blossoms. I'll smash his head for him and break his spine.
I say, is this about proving you're a man? I didn't mean for it to sound condescending. I really didn't. I see he's about to be swallowed whole by all those man things that are supposed to make you stand tall, and I don't know the argument for that. How are you supposed to stop a boy from becoming the thing that you taught him to be? My name is Iman Khaled. Tonight I will read you my poetry. If you choose to leave, there are two doors, one to your left and one to your right. You may do so quietly at any point. The first poem I will read is new to me. It is my poem, but it is no longer my poem. I do not speak Hebrew. You do not need to either. Close your eyes, or if you are a distrustful type, turn them downward. Listen instead with something old and sore. A bad bone inside you that needs soothing. Maybe you will find a comfort in it. I do.